But overall, would I give up nursing ever? No. No.
Have you faced any like some things that made you just look at life different with your profession?
So mental health is real. So that once I became a nurse practitioner, seeing how many kids are like depressed, are like anxious, having all these worries, and they're not even over 16, you're like, I got to make sure my kids are good. You know, not even my kids, but myself, because even with them getting comfortable with me and trying to work through their issues, it can be a lot. It takes a lot out of me. And so mental health is so important. So that's one of my takeaways is making sure that I'm good, that I'm taking time for myself. I'm going to therapy if I need it. Therapy is well worth it. I know a lot of people run from it, but that's the one thing I would say. Mental health is something to, take care of.
Now, I pay attention to mental health a lot because I'm around people who talk about mental health. But like, what are some things that you think people may not necessarily see as mental health that is just like so obvious that it's mental health?
Many people are in denial. So, and I'm just gonna switch just because as far as I'm gonna say black people. A lot of my black patients, a lot of the parents won't recognize that they're depressed or anxious, or they'll say, "Oh, they're fine." So they play it down so much that to the point where kids don't get the help they need because the parents will downplay it, or they'll say, "Oh, they're fine." So I find that a lot in the African American community. That they'll say, "I don't want medication. I don't need therapy. I don't want to talk to anyone," because I think sometimes black families, they'll say what happens in the house stays in the house, when that is a poor choice. I get what parents I think are trying to do, but overall the health of your child's mental state is so important. So when I do have black patients, which I treat everybody the same, but I do try to encourage them to get that therapy and counseling if they're not going to do medication, because I know there's always a hesitancy with medication, but I do encourage them to seek more help than myself. A lot of them, because they like how I'm talking to them, they're like, "Oh, I want you to counsel me." I'm like, "No, that is beyond me, but I can help you get to the people you want."